Good morning. Today, I'd just like to run through a bit about psychology because psychology is 90% of trading. Okay, it really is. And I think nothing taught me that more than being a newbie trader on the life floor. For example, we would all go into the members' lounge, pre-opening bell, and we'd have the American guys, the American contingent come over, and it weren't just them. Every day it would be the same thing. The 30-year bonds, they're going down. They're going down. And the bell would ring and, bonds would go down a little bit and everybody was happy. I was new, so I didn't know how to trade. I was new. And I couldn't understand it because every night, as soon as Chicago came in, the bonds may dip, and then they'd go roaring up. I think with the psychology of the 90% psychology of market, you have to be completely engrossed in the way that you trade. And you've got to trade the way that you want to trade. And nothing taught me that more than being on the life market. I'd been hearing this for about 4 months that the bonds were going down. Every day they did. But they screamed up as soon as Chicago opened. And I read all the FT journals, the Wall Street Journal. I looked at M1. I looked at everything. It all meant nothing to me. And one night I was walking behind the booth waiting for an M1 figure to come out. And this little guy turns up. He was from Telluride, Martin, never forget him. Being nosy, I said, "What you doing?" He said, "I'm uploading charts." What's charts? He said, "What do you trade?" I said, "The 30-year. He said, "Well, this is interesting." And what had happened is, for 7 years since the bonds had opened, they'd gone down. The last 2 years, they'd gone sideways. And as I became a trader, they'd broken up out of that sideways pattern. So when you have a forceful group of people all screaming that this market is going down, one, I was new. Two, I was a woman. Who was I to go against, what was being said? But I asked my old boss, who is now sadly dead, "Can I just have 25 lots and do my own thing?" Hey, yeah. We didn't have any client business. We was a commodity company. So I used to wait. I used to do all my working out, my analysis. I used to wait. And it'd get down to a level that I thought I should be buying. I'd go in. I'd buy 25 lots. And I'd wait. I'd walk out the pit. Go sit at the Royal statue. Might go and have a sandwich. Might go and do anything. Because when you're in that situation and you've got 150 sellers, you've got to be pretty strong-minded to go, "Do you know what? I'm going to hold on to these longs because I believe that this market is changing. It's changed." And all bond traders at that time in the futures, they'd made loads of money with the market just going down. So it was a sell rally scenario that turned into a trading range, which then turned into a buy dips. So I applied that, and I've kept psychology for the last 40 odd years. And I think unless you have your mind set to take the noise away, you really will struggle to be a trader on your own, because your ideal is to follow what everybody else is doing, which is great when it's trending, but when it changes, you've got to adapt to market situations. You really have. And market situations change a lot. And sometimes you're a contrarian trader and feel really alone. But if you believe in what you do and your mind is right, I have to tell you that that will make you a very good trader. All the really good traders that I know, and I know quite a few, they're so focused and they know how helpful psychology is. As I said, it's 90% of trading. And if I didn't believe that, I wouldn't be putting myself out there. So try and give that a lot of thought. And if you are not making errors, but if you are taking 10 pips, taking 10 pips, taking 10 pips, losing 50, you know, there is a problem somewhere along the line. And what you've got to do is get over that problem. It's quite easy when you learn your craft and you totally 100% believe in what you're doing. I hope that's helped. Okay.